What's up, YouTube? Ryan back today with the Week 4 minor league recap. Another great week of performances across the minor league. Super excited. I will say, I think pitching kind of got the upper hand this week. Again, this is going to be hitters. I do all my weekly videos are for hitters, and then at the end of the month, which I'll be working on here probably either today or tomorrow, on getting a monthly pitchers recap for the whole minor leagues, just because it's judging one pitcher off one start, it's cool and all, but I think the majority of people would rather see like a stretch, like 3 or 4 starts in a month, just to kind of get a better overall understanding of how that pitcher's doing, because, you know, one pitcher could have an awesome start one day, terrible start the next. So the April monthly pitcher recap, it's going to be out this week. So super excited to release that. But yeah, let's jump into it pretty quick here. A lot of good performances. Let's jump into single A. Our first player in single A this week, Khalil Watson, absolutely destroys this baseball to opposite field. Look at this pimp job. Whew. I knew it was gone instantly. Khalil Watson, he continues to impress. Last week, he did struggle a little bit, but bounced back this week. Over 5 games this week, 333 batting average, 348 on base percentage, 919 OPS. He had a home run, 2 doubles, 7 hits in 5 games. Dude could play. The dude could play. I like it. He's, again, 5'9", super small player, but he packs a punch with that short swing. I love it. Next up, Denzel Clark. He was the 4th round draft pick in the 2021 draft to the Oakland A's. I will say single A, not the best hitting performances this week. When I said the pitchers got the upper hand, I really meant it for single A. But Denzel Clark, this is a player I actually like a lot. He's a little bit older, so he's 22 years old, 6'5", 220. He is giant. This was like my favorite post-second round draft pick in the draft in 2021. Like, I really like Denzel Clark. I think he's going to be a good player. And he's honestly been playing well all year, but this week over 6 games, 375 batting average, 464 on base percentage, 1131 OPS, home run, 4 doubles, 9 hits in 6 games, walked 4 times on top of that, stole a base. The dude could play. Again, he is a little bit older, 22 years old in low A. You expect him to do well. So, Denzel Clark, great week. Next up, Diego Cartaya. Somehow I couldn't find any video of him. With him being such a top prospect, I figured there'd be something out there. But he's like a top 5 catching prospect right now in all of the major leagues. He might even be like top 3. But over 4 games this week, 375 batting average, 500 on base percentage, 1375 OPS, 2 home runs, 2 doubles, 6 hits in 4 games, walked once on top of that, got beaten 3 times. So he got on base a lot, 500 on base percentage this week. This is great to see from Diego Cartaya because honestly, he's been struggling. He's been off to a very slow start. So hopefully this is a jump start to the rest of his 2022 season because, again, scouts love this kid. And my MVP in low A this week is Edwin Arroyo for the Seattle Mariners. Absolutely destroys this ball to center field. This kid can play. I'll be honest, I did not have Edwin Arroyo on my radar at all. I saw his 2021 Bowman draft card this year, and I honestly thought he was like 23 years old. Because this picture does not do him justice at all. To show how young this kid is, check this out. Edwin Arroyo, 18 years old, 2nd round pick in the 2021 draft out of Arecibo Baseball Academy in Puerto Rico. The guy's been tearing it up this year. I'm starting to really track to this player now. After just coming across him today, to be honest, he's impressive to me. Over 6 games this week, 435 batting average, 519 on base percentage, 1388 OPS. He had 3 home runs, his first 3 home runs of the year. He had a double. He had 10 hits in 6 games. He walked 3 times on top of that. Got beaned once, stole 3 bases. Yo, Edwin Arroyo, you guys. This dude might be legit. And from what I've saw on Twitter, like, again, I dove into this guy today. I've read nothing bad. All I've read is he hits the ball hard every single time he's up to the plate. So Edwin Arroyo, he's on my radar in a big way right now. Jumping straight into high A, I'm going to run through these 2 players really quick. Drew Waiters, he is typically in AAA, but he's doing his rehab assignment. Dominated this week in high A, as he should. Not even go over the stats, but he played well. Hit a home run in his first 2 games. Same with Adley Rutschman. He's back from his little shoulder strain. 4 games, just absolutely raked. 1,200 OPS. So doing his thing down there as he should. Hopefully we see Adley get an MLB debut here pretty soon. I think the Orioles need to just throw him up there at this point. He's 24 now. They took way too long on him. So now jumping into the real high A players of the week, the ones that belong in high A. Marco Luciano leads us off. Over 5 games this week, 316 batting average, 381 on base percentage, 1013 OPS. He had 2 home runs, 6 hits in 5 games. He walked twice on top of that. I like that he only struck out 4 times. Again, 4 strikeouts in 5 games, not amazing. He can strike out a lot at times, so I'm happy to see that. Like, literally, if this dude doesn't strike out, he's going to be an absolute star. Anytime he has low strikeout weeks, he does really well. Next up, Milb Marte, and again, there's like no video this week. There's so many players on my videos that there's just not a lot of video. But Milb Marte, again, a top prospect that doesn't have video was surprising to me. But over 6 games, 346 batting average, 433 on base percentage, 1049 OPS. He had a home run, 4 doubles, 9 hits in 6 games, 4 walks, and he stole a base. Milb Marte, he has the talent. Probably going to be a top 10 prospect here pretty soon once some of these players graduate. He's got all the tools. He's just got to put it together. Again, he's another player that's kind of struggled a little bit, but hopefully this is the first week that, jumpstarts his 2022 season. Next player up, Kobe Mayo. So Adley Rutschman joined this team this week. And Kobe Mayo said, move over. I am going to show everyone who I am. Everyone's watching you, but move over. I don't know if Adley did something with Kobe Mayo while he was down there, because Adley is a very good right-handed hitter. Maybe gave him a couple tips. But over 6 games this week, 280 batting average, 333 on base percentage, 1093 OPS. He had 4 home runs, 7 hits in 6 games, 10 RBIs on top of that. He walked twice also. The dude is giant, 6'5", 215. Really great raw power. Like, that's definitely his best tool. 4 home runs this week. Good week, Kobe Mayo. Next up, another player similar to Edwin Arroyo, but I've kind of been tracking Drew Romo since last year. But Drew Romo can hit. He can flat out hit. He's hitting 340 this year so far. I think he hit like 315 last year. Again, his on-base percentage has always kind of been the struggle for him. His batting average has been high, like I said, but I think he's hitting 342 right now with like a 380 on-base percentage. Like, you'd love to see that over 400 if you're already hitting like 350, basically. Anyways, this week over 6 games, 333 batting average, 429 on base percentage, 1137 OPS. He had 2 home runs, a triple, a double, 8 hits in 6 games, 3 walks, got beaned once. Fun fact, Drew Romo stole 23 bases last year as a catcher. That's impressive. Next up, Robert Hassel. I have been so impressed with his opposite field power. Like, just blown away. So Robert Hassel this week over 6 games, 455 batting average, 556 on base percentage, 1237 OPS. He had a home run, 2 doubles, 10 hits in 6 games, 7 RBIs on top of that. He walked 4 times, got beaned once. The dude can play. And again, the opposite field power, I'm liking it. I'm liking a lot what I'm seeing from Robert Hassel. Next up, Alexander Canario. And as I record this video right now, he already hit a home run today. So maybe next week we'll see him there as well. Feels like Alexander Canario has been around forever. But he's about to turn 22. He's still only 21. Over 6 games this week, 458 batting average, 519 on base percentage, 1394 OPS, 3 home runs, a double, 11 hits in 6 games, walked twice, got beaned once, stole a base. This is a player that when he is clicking is unstoppable. And that was one of these weeks. So we'll see. Maybe he can carry it on for the rest of the season. I'm definitely intrigued with Alexander Canario if he can stay consistent. How did Alexander Canario have a 1394 OPS and not win MVP? Because Austin Wells existed this week and in a huge way. Austin Wells this week over 5 games, 400 batting average, 550 on base percentage, 1417 OPS. He had 2 home runs, a double, 6 hits in 5 games. He walked 5 times on top of that, and he stole 4 bases. Again, this is a guy that plays catcher. He's a little bit of a utility player, but catcher, left fielder, and first baseman. That's impressive. MVP for me, Austin Wells. And I just am blown away time after time again. The Yankees' first-round draft picks, the Yankees know how to draft. This dude can play. I'm impressed. The only downside, he is 22. He's about to turn 23 here in a couple months. Hopefully they can get him moving up to Double-A pretty quick here. Moving into Double-A, Liover Peguero hit a laser beam. Liover Peguero has kind of been impressive so far this season. This is a player, honestly, I did not give enough credit to when the scouts put him in the top 100. I did not think he deserved to be there, but so far, he's kind of proven me wrong this year. Over 6 games this week, 360 batting average, 407 on base percentage, 1047 OPS. He had a home run, 4 doubles, 9 hits in 6 games. He walked twice. He stole a base. Talent's there. Again, last year, just didn't get on base barely at all. Similar to like Ronnie Mauricio, but doing a lot better this year. Jacob Amaya, again this week, just smashes this ball. This ball was absolutely crushed. And it's not going to look crazy here. Over 6 games, he only hit 200, but he had a 400 on base percentage and 1100 OPS. So that's why he made this week's video. He had 3 home runs. He had a double. He He had 4 hits in 6 games. He walked 7 times, and he stole a base. So really good week, even though the batting average wasn't all there. Batting average isn't everything all the time. I do love batting average as a stat because it shows if you're consistently hitting the ball hard more times than not. But it's definitely not the end-all be-all. For the 4th week in a row, Corbin Carroll makes the recap. 108 miles an hour off the bat. This dude is special. And y'all think I'm just being biased, but no, he just is a stud. Over 5 games this week, 364 batting average, 440 on base percentage, 1122 OPS. He had 2 more home runs, had a double, 8 hits in 5 games. He walked twice, got walked intentionally. This is a leadoff hitter. Got beaned once, stole a base. The dude can play. I am so excited for Corbin Carroll. He's just such an exciting little energizer bunny. He's super fast, and he has 4 home runs already this year. Super impressed. Michael Harris hit his first home run of the season, and boy, was that crushed. Michael Harris has reached base safely every single game this season. Michael Harris over 6 games this week, 385 batting average, 448 on base percentage, 1141 OPS. He had 2 home runs, 2 doubles, 10 hits in 6 games, walked 3 times, stole 3 bases. The dude can play. He's 21 years old. Being in Double-A now, I think is awesome. I'm glad they put him in Double-A to start. I like Michael Harris a lot. He's a good hitter, but he's showing a little bit more this year. He's showing a little bit more. He's definitely progressed his game. I'm super excited. Not going to lie, this is a player I've been avoiding, but he is leading the minor leagues in home runs this year. Moises Gomez, left center field. Moises Gomez is 23 years old, so a little bit on the older side, but still not bad. Over 6 games this week, 375 batting average, 423 on base percentage, 1298 OPS, 3 home runs, 3 doubles, 9 hits in 6 games, walked twice on top of that. He's got 12 home runs this year. He's leading the minor leagues. Had to throw him in there because y'all are going to start blowing me up in the comments if I don't, because he's killing it. I am loving these fresh new faces. Ezequiel Tovar wins my Double-A MVP this week. 444 feet on that one. And before I jump into his weekly stats, his season stats, he's hitting 333 with a 422 on base percentage, 1061 OPS, and 5 home runs. He's killing it this year. With that said, this week, over 6 games, 455 batting average, 539 on base percentage, 1357 OPS. He had 2 home runs. He had a triple. He had 10 hits in 6 games. He walked 3 times. He got beaned once. He stole 4 bases, and he's only 20. He's going to turn 21 here in a couple months. This is an impressive prospect. I know he's playing in Colorado. If you're a baseball card collector, most of the time, if you look at like Nolan Arenado, their cards don't go crazy in Colorado because people, the Coors effect. This dude can play. I'm excited for Ezequiel Tovar. Another player that honestly I haven't been tracking that well. Honestly, his track record before this season is not crazy. But again, baseball is one of those sports. You figure out one thing, and it's go time. This dude's good. Jumping in the AAA, Nick Pratto gets all of this one. As much as I want him to cut his hair, he killed that home run. Nick Pratto over 5 games this week, 350 batting average, 435 on base percentage, 985 OPS. He had a home run. He had a double, 7 hits in 5 games. He walked 3 times. Dude can play. I definitely think there's a spot for him in Kansas City once he's ready. Just needs to be more consistent. Next up, JJ Bleday, someone that we kind of forgotten about. Home run to right field. JJ Bleday this week over 6 games, 286 batting average, 423 on base percentage, 1042 OPS. He had 2 home runs, a double, 6 hits in 6 games, walked 5 times, which I love. JJ Bleday, for me, I've been calling him a bust for a while now. Still a few people that are on the JJ Bleday hype train. And honestly, whenever he's patient, he does well. If he sits down and just waits for his pitch, the dude could play. But, I mean, if everyone could do that, baseball would be easy. Next up, Elehuris Montero. Probably pronounced that wrong. I'm sorry. He just got brought up. He's actually making his MLB debut today. But this week, over 4 games, 421 batting average, 421 on base percentage. So didn't walk, but he had 1,000 OPS. He had a home run. He had 8 hits in 4 games. He had 5 RBIs on top of that. He stole 2 bases. So MLB debut, let's see what he can do. Oscar Gonzalez continues to mash. The dude is a giant. The Guardians need to bring him up. Just do it. Oscar Gonzalez, he's 24 years old, and he's ready, in my opinion, at this point. He has proven it. Over 6 games this week, 370 batting average, 393 on base percentage, 1023 OPS. He had 2 home runs, a double, 10 hits in 6 games. He walked once. The dude can hit at a high level. I am excited to see where he goes with the Guardians, and might as well just bring him up. There's no reason not to on that team. Royce Lewis makes the recap for his 3rd time already in 4 weeks. Crushes this home run. Just really surprising me this season. Royce Lewis, over 6 games this week, 350 batting average, 500 on base percentage, 1100 OPS. He had a home run, 2 doubles, 7 hits in 6 games, 6 walks, and 2 stolen bases. I was on the Royce Lewis hype train a while ago. I'm off of it, and I'm kind of getting back on it because he's still only 22. He's about to turn 23. There's a big, long career for Royce Lewis waiting for him in Minnesota. Next up, Ivan Herrera. I threw him in here. He only played 3 games last week, but he did really well. 385 batting average, 467 on base percentage, 1390 OPS. He had 2 home runs in those 3 games. He had a double, 5 hits in those 3 games. He walked twice on top of that. Ivan Herrera is a player that he has the talent. He's got to be consistent. He's very inconsistent, and he kind of been showing that for the last couple seasons now. We'll see what he can do this year. Back to some familiar faces. Shea Langoliers. 4 home runs in his last 5 games. This week over 6 games, 286 batting average, 444 on base percentage, 1444 OPS. He had 5 home runs this week. He had 6 hits in those 6 games. He walked 5 times on top of that and got beaned once. I'm telling y'all, he's a little bit older, but Shea Langoliers is going to have a very long career if he continues to just progress offensively. Dude's the best defender in the minor leagues. So good. We've seen him before in this spot, but my MVP this week in AAA is Nolan Gorman. And I'm going to rewind this. Really quick. Look at where this ball is, and those hands are silly fast. Like, that almost hit him in the elbow, and he hit a no-doubt home run. Like, that makes no sense. That was like 15 rows up. Nolan Gorman this week over 5 games, 381 batting average, 417 on base percentage, 1464 OPS. He had 4 home runs, 2 doubles, 8 hits in 5 games, walked twice on top of that, stole a base. The Cardinals are a poverty organization, so they bring this man up. Just do it, St. Louis. Why? This dude has 11 home runs. He's hot as ever. Like, this is when you bring up a player. Like, bring him up while he's hot. Don't wait for him to cool down and then bring him up. Like, bring him up now, see what he can do while he's hot, and if he doesn't do anything, bring him back down. And who knows, maybe he continues his hot streak in the MLB. I'm all about Nolan Gorman right now, and that home run was impressive. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for this week's minor league recap. So much fun. Again, Single A was rough this week. Single A was really tough. I had to be a little bit nitpicky. I checked every single top prospect for the last, top 150 picks today for Single A, and they just didn't play well. So, other than that, amazing performances. Yeah. That was a fun one. I was a little excited while I recorded that. I'm actually feeling like 98% healthy, so that's probably why. But yeah, that's going to do it for this week's video. Again, the stats for this video are pulled from April 24th to April 30th. So in the comments below, if there's anyone I forgot, drop their stat lines below between those dates so me and everyone else just knows who else is balling out. I can't cover everyone. I'm not perfect. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys like this video, as always, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it to your friends as well. Why not? Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day. See ya.